Welcome student, welcome to our YouTube channel Chemistry Table. Today I am going to start a new chapter because I already covered the previous chapter. In this YouTube channel I already completed two chapters of chemistry, chapter 1 periodic table and the periodic properties of the element, and second one is chemical bonding for ICSE class 10. I not only completed this chapter but also provided all the concept, crystal clear concept, all the topics provided by ICSE board for your board examination. So the main motto of this YouTube channel is provide the crystal clear concept for board. So secure your 80 out of 80 marks in ICSE class 10 board examination. You can check our playlist also. In the playlist we have chapter 1, chapter 2 right now. So many videos are available for chapter 1, chapter 2. Watch this and prepare your own note. In short section you can also check the shorts. In shorts we already uploaded previous year questions, small concept, as well as the few question answers that is important for coming board examination. So let's get started. For today we have the part 1 of chapter 3, acids, bases and salts. So in this part we will complete the definition, examples, exceptions all, but in first try to clear the basic idea about acids, bases and salts. What is an acid? Not the definition, first the concept. Look at the board. First we have the properties. Look at the board. In case of acid, first acids, the acid is sour in taste. Okay, note down all the points. Acids in sour, acid is sour in taste, whereas bases, that is all base are soapy in nature. Soapy in nature means whenever you touch a soap you feel some slippery effect. So bases are soapy in nature. Okay, now second point about the base, it is bitter. So keeping in your mind, acid sour in taste, base bitter in taste, and it feel soapy. But so it is the touching effect. We cannot identify the base by touching. Acid by touching. We can identify the base by touching. It feels slippery, that is soapy, but not. It is not possible for acid. So from the taste we can distinguish acid and base, but it is not advisable to taste all the acids and bases because all the acids and bases are not safe for human body. Okay, done. Now, so this is the first point and very easy and common point. Second point, we can also identify acids and bases by using indicators. Now my question is, what is an indicator? Listen first properly. An indicator is a chemical substance that show a sharp or drastic color change in presence of a solution. Again try to understand what is an indicator. Suppose in a container you have an acid and in another container you have a base. Okay, so many indicators are available. According to the solution you have to choose the indicators. In the higher classes you can also understand the different type of the chemicals, but in the class 10 we don't have the details explanation about the indicators. I discuss up to the concept that provided according to the ICSE board. In the higher study we have the detailed concept, but it is not important for class 10. So what is an indicator? It is an it is a chemical. Now whenever you add a suitable chemical into acid or into base, in acid generally indicator converted in red color. Try to understand it. I use a term generally. Generally indicators, the color of the indicator, suppose the solution is blue in color, suppose blue, it converted to red generally. And in base it converted, suppose base red in color, suppose it converted to blue. So see, in presence of a suitable indicator, acid and base both show different color. One red, another blue. One sour in taste, another bitter in taste. So from taste we can identify. Second point, with the help of the indicator we can also identify which one is acid and which one is base. These two are basic idea about acid and base. So now tell me the definition of indicator, note down it. An indicator is a chemical substance that show drastic or sharp color change in presence of a particular solution. See here, the solution changes its color. Done. Okay, you can also give this example of these two. Now these are the basic concept. Now come to the main concept or the definition. Look at the board. First, these two I discussed already, taste and the indicator. Now include the salt. Two scientists are there, Lavoisier and the scientist Davy. Scientist Lavoisier and Davy. They try to first discuss the main or the core concept of acid, bases and salt. First try to understand, the name is not important, okay? Name is not important. First, according to them, what is an acid? Listen, according to them, acid is a substance that must carry a hydrogen atom in form of proton. Proton means H+. So again, according to them, what is the definition of an acid? Acid is a substance that carry H, that is hydrogen, in form of proton. For example, I'll obviously give the definition. Wait, first clear your concept. Example. So in basic, what is an acid? Which contain H+ ion. This is the first point. What is an acid? The substance which contain H+ ion. Okay. Example, look at the board, HCl. So HCl means H plus Cl minus. So H+, so it is an acid. Second, H2SO4. So see, 2H plus SO4, 2 minus. Okay. In next part, I will show how to cleavage a compound. If I will give you Al2SO4 whole 3, cleavage it. Suppose you cannot. In the next chapter or in next part, I will show how to cleavage. There is a process particularly, okay? So I don't discuss it because it is not regarding this concept. First try to understand HCl, H+ is there, so acid. H2SO4, H+ is there, so it is an acid. Now H2CO3, 2H plus CO3, 2 minus. H+, so acid. Done. Okay. So what is the name? Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, carbonic acid. Clear? Okay. These all are acid. So now the main definition of an acid. All acids compulsorily contain hydrogen atom as their constituent element in form of proton. So all acids compulsorily contain H atom of their constituent elements in form of proton. Okay, now this is the definition of an acid, or you can change the first portion. An acid is a substance which compulsorily contain, you write this one, an acid is a substance which compulsorily contain hydrogen atom of their constituent element in form of proton. See, already example given. So first basic concept, then definition. You can write down this definition along with the example. Now our turn is base. Look at the board. As according to them, acid means only the substance that contain H plus ion. Done. Now according to them, base are the substances which contain oxide, hydroxide as well as ammonium ion. So see, this is the concept. Acid, according to them, in definition of the acid, only H plus ion. Number is not important, 1, 2 or 3. In the definition, number is not important. Obviously number is important when we will discuss about the strength, but not right now. Acid means only H plus, but what is base? Base contain any of these three. Okay, so you can change this definition. A base is a substance which compulsorily contain in plus of H. Here we have compulsorily contain oxide ion, right? Oxide ion, hydroxide ion or ammonium ion of their constituent element, full stop. So this is the definition of base. Now the next point is example of base. So look at the board. So according to the definition, base means first see oxide. So look at the board. Example is CaO. Why? See, Ca2 plus O2 minus. Oxide is there. So calcium oxide is a base. Now second is hydroxide. So NaOH, Na plus OH minus. Hydroxide is here, so it is also a base. Now last is ammonium ion. So NH4OH, what is the name? Ammonium hydroxide. So if you cleavage it, NH4 plus OH minus. So NH4 plus is here, so it is also a base. So the generalized concept, acid means H plus, base means either O2 minus or OH minus as well as ammonium ion. Done. So this is the primary concept about acids and base. So now our next topic according to Lavoisier and Davy is salts. Now first look at the board, the definition of salts. First I will try to give the examples. Look at the board. Examples of salts. Okay, suppose calcium chloride. Now look at the board. Here initially we have HCl, hydrochloric acid. When suppose this hydrochloric acid, in hydrochloric acid, this hydrogen when replaced by a metal, see, when in acid H plus ion replaced by a metal, then salt will form. So calcium chloride is an example of a salt. So what is the first? Don't write, first understand, I will tell later. What is the definition of salt? when in acid H plus ion replaced by a metal, mind it, metal. Okay, now another example. Suppose calcium sulfate, see, H2SO4, this H is replaced by calcium, metal. So in any acid, if H is replaced by metal, not only calcium, magnesium also, aluminium also, so this is. Now but here these two are metal, so in definition when metal replace, no, it is not complete definition. Look at the board, not only the metal but also in some type non-metals are there. Non-metal means suppose ammonium ion, suppose you have HCl, if H is replaced by ammonium ion then you have ammonium chloride, so it is also the example of a salt. So what is the definition of salt? When H plus ion replaced by the metal, H plus ion from acid replaced by a metal or a non-metallic ammonium ion, then the compound that produced is called salt. Main definition. Second definition, all of you know, when any acid reacts with a base, then salt will produce. Example, hydrochloric acid and ammonium hydroxide. See, always salt, when acid plus base reacts, then they will form salt plus water. This is common concept, acid plus base plus salt plus water. So now look at the board. First try to identify water. See, water means H and OH, because H2O water cleavage form H and OH. So H, OH, water, so right here water. Now left is NaCl, so now here NaCl is salt. Understand? So this is the primary definition, easy definition. Acid plus base when react, they will produce salt and water. So first identify water, now salt will produce. Now you can tell this definition with the help of this concept. What is this concept? When metal replace H in acid, see acid, see here, metal replace this acid, NaCl will form. Understand? So this is the concept. As well as HCl when react with ammonium hydroxide, it is also, this is acid, it is also acid, this is base, it is also base, but difference is that sodium hydroxide is a strong base, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. Now a new question arises, what is strong, what is weak, that I discuss in next part. So sodium hydroxide is a strong base, it is weak base. So now same concept, when acid and base react, they will produce water. So identify water, H and OH. So water plus left is NH4Cl, NH4Cl. Now you can tell this definition with the help of this. Yes, this third part, when ammonium ion replace H, see NH4 replace this hydrogen, NH4Cl. Done. So this is the concept of acid, bases and salt. This is the primary concept of the acid, but this is very important. If you don't understand this concept, again watch this video, try to clear your concept, because if you don't understand this primary concept, then you will definitely face difficulties in the next part. Why? Because in the next part we have this concept along with strong acid, strong base, weak acid, weak base, so many difficulties are there, as well as monobasic acid, dibasic acid, so many concepts are there. So that's why I cannot combine this next concept with this video. This video is made for primary concept part 1. I will not try to introduce this monobasic, dibasic, tribasic, strong, weak in this part, in this video. No, these are the primary concepts. So prepare your own note and watch this video again and again to clear your concept, because in next part, from the next part, not in only next part, from the next to last part, we have so many difficulties, so many concepts. Sometime, see, example, yes, example. Okay, tell me here just one concept. How many hydrogen? Only one. So it is called monobasic acid. Forget about monobasic acid. Why it is not monoacidic acid? Why it is monobasic acid? I will explain later. But how many hydrogen? One. So mono. How many hydrogen? Two. So dibasic acid. Okay. Now tell me H3PO4. How many hydrogens? 3. Tribasic acid. Tell me H3PO3. How many hydrogens? 3. So tribasic acid. No. Now exception will arise. So many exception. 1 mono, 2 di, 3 tri. It is also tri. No. So many. So that's why this video is very, very important for basic concept. So in next video I will come with so many concept. So before that, prepare this concept, write down, and for more question answer you can join our WhatsApp channel, link given in description box. Thank you.